Why a lot of people cause self harm is mainly because they have gotten used to it. They have gotten so used to it, it is their comfort zone. Because deep down inside, there is a very great conviction that there is nothing else to do in their life. When you're surrounded by people who act the same and do the same, it's slowly and surely becoming harder and harder for a child or even an adolescent to distinguish real reality from the reality of those people. See, if people tell you great lies or even small lies ever since you are young, it's gonna be hard to relinquish those the older you get because you get entrenched into those and it's hard to convince yourself that there are other possible truths. It's what I call the well, it doesn't matter how I call it actually, but it's like looking through the scope of a or the rifle, right, of a gun or something, right? You can see the target or whatever you can see through it magnified. You can see it much better, but you no longer have any awareness around, right? It's like tunnel vision in a way. So when it comes to a lot of people, they invest a lot into this because in the end it's very easy. Just doing nothing with your life is extremely easy. You don't have to take any responsibility. And well, the pain is the only reward that people who don't take responsibilities. But when they you well when you combine this with a huge sense of unworthiness that a lot of people are feeling, well, victimizing is not going to be much of a problem, but identifying with the comfort of self inflicted pain, that is the biggest problem. Self inflicted pain occurs when people feel abandoned, very abandoned, and they also feel unworthy of other people's attention. This will turn them extremely aggressive and once this becomes their comfort zone, they will aggressively fight anyone who will try to pull them out. It's extremely hard to treat these people. And well, typically psychology and psychiatry say that it's not that worth because the problem is the pains are too deep and well, probably some advanced yoga or these people being moved in an environment which is no longer that reminiscent of the energies they have invested in. Because, see, the problem with pain is not the pain itself, but the problem is when people identify with that pain and keep investing in it, especially feminine energy, because feminine energy is an amplifier. If you want to ruin a society, you always go for the feminine energy because whatever it becomes programmed to manifest as or to think as or to do, well, technically, it will simply amplify it. And, well, if you teach it misery and depression, it will cause misery and depression. A lot of people say sick societies have been, because of oppression and the such. But ask yourself one thing: isn't oppression um, masculine energy, wounded masculine? But wounded masculine triggers in general when the feminine is absent, because when the feminine ceases to elevate the tribalhood of the masculine, well, then you will get only conquerors, right? Because when there's no more elevation from the masculine, it will return to its tribalhood and separation. And, well, it will only seek that which is the masculine: conquer, protect, right? Expand, build a wall when you can no longer expand. All of these ways of our ancestors for thousands of years, wounded masculine and feminine energies have existed. So simply denying your pain will not work because you have a huge karmic structure that supports it. Denying the pain is like denying yourself anything. And when you deny something, well, the mind will become even more perverted towards that. It will become even a greater problem, right? That's why you have religions as a big problem because they try to prohibit a lot of actions. Those are good reminders in a conscious society, but in an unconscious society where people always will tend towards what religions will call as sin, well, that is how you make even more perverted minds. And perverted minds, well, if they're not allowed to do what they want, they will simply try to cause more pain to them. When people cause pain to them, they try to attract attention that they have problems, right? It is a call to people's humanity. It is a call to the idea of well, empathy. But when no one answers, that is the big problem. Because, see, when you were a child, a sick society has created these hospitals where when your mother gives birth to you, it's no longer any human aspect because, in the end, your neighbors, just like it was in the old times, your neighbors no longer come and help your mother give birth. You are taken to a hospital, you are kept in there, so you are kept away from your mother's protective aura. You're kept in a maternity or whatever it's called, and the only thing you will be hearing is other crying babies, and you'll be feeling the negative energies of children who feel abandoned, right? Because when mother doesn't answer at such an early age, you're already being programmed that you're worthless, right? It's a very profound, uh, well, even a cult way through which a sick society like the one we live in destroys you from your youngest of age. This has been going on for a few generations already, so it's going to become more and more amplified. You can see by the generation, people are feeling more and more abandoned, right? Ever since you were a child, no one answered to your problems. You are taught that you just have to wait for the others and others will figure out what your problem is. But people don't care about themselves, people don't care about how much they get hurt. So why would you still be silly enough to think that people will care for yourself? So it is high time people start actually taking responsibility because responsibility is theoretically what starts fixing the world. Once people start taking responsibility, the masculine slowly and surely uh, regains some of its power. When the masculine puts the feminine also into their role and the feminine also starts doing its part and starts elevating the masculine as well, that's when you will start having a less sick society. Hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated, take care, enjoy life. And this being said, Ferenjan Board signing out.